What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. With The Devil Wears Prada finally getting a sequel nearly 2 decades later, now is the perfect time to revisit the story that made Miranda Priestly iconic. Because before we step back into the world of Runway, you need to remember exactly what happened to Andy Sachs, how she went from a small-town journalist to surviving one of the most ruthless bosses in cinema history. This isn't just a fashion movie. It's about ambition, identity, and the price you pay to succeed. And trust me, by the end of this recap, you'll see why Andy's final decision matters even more going into part 2. So here's everything you need to know before The Devil Wears Prada 2. We start with Andrea Sachs, or Andy, a recent graduate with big dreams of becoming a journalist. She moves to New York and somehow lands a job at Runway magazine, working as an assistant to the most powerful woman in fashion, Miranda Priestly. Now, this job is supposed to open every door in the industry, but there's just one problem. Miranda Priestly. From day one, Andy is completely out of her depth. She doesn't understand fashion, doesn't fit in, and definitely isn't prepared for Miranda's impossible standards. Miranda is cold, demanding, and terrifyingly precise. Nothing is ever good enough. Every mistake feels like the end of the world. Andy is constantly running errands, managing insane requests, and getting humiliated in front of everyone. And slowly, it becomes clear this isn't just a job, it's survival. But then, everything changes. With the help of Nigel, the magazine's art director, Andy gets a complete makeover. Her clothes change, her confidence grows, and for the first time, she starts keeping up. She begins anticipating Miranda's needs, handling impossible tasks, and actually impressing her. And just like that, Andy goes from being invisible to becoming essential. But success comes at a price. As Andy gets deeper into this world, her personal life starts falling apart. She misses important moments, ignores her boyfriend Nate, and slowly drifts away from her friends. The more she succeeds at work, the more she loses herself. And the scariest part, she doesn't even realize it's happening. Then comes the opportunity of a lifetime, Paris Fashion Week. But there's a catch. Andy gets the spot by replacing Emily, her coworker who had worked months for it. It's a betrayal. But Andy takes it anyway, because now she's fully committed to winning. In Paris, everything looks glamorous on the surface, but underneath, it's ruthless. Andy discovers that Miranda is about to lose her position, but instead of stepping down, Miranda makes a calculated move. She saves herself by sacrificing Nigel's career. And in that moment, everything clicks. This is what it takes to stay at the top. This is who you have to become. Miranda tells Andy something chilling. She sees herself in her, and Andy finally understands. She's changed. She's hurt people. She's become exactly what she once judged. And if she keeps going, there's no turning back. So, Andy makes a choice. She walks away. No big speech, no dramatic confrontation. She simply leaves Miranda, throws her phone into a fountain, and chooses herself. It's a quiet moment, but it means everything. Back in New York, Andy goes back to her original dream, journalism. She applies for a new job, and surprisingly, Miranda helps her get it. Not out of kindness, but out of respect. In the final moment, they see each other again. No words, just a look, a silent acknowledgement of everything that happened. And that's the full story of The Devil Wears Prada. Andy walked away from power, from influence, and from becoming the next Miranda Priestly, choosing herself over success. But now, with The Devil Wears Prada 2 bringing her back into this world, the big question is, was that really the end of her journey? Or just the beginning? Because if there's one thing this story taught us, it's that ambition never really goes away. It just waits for the right moment to come back. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your theories in the comments, especially what you think Andy's role will be in part 2. And I'll see you in the next breakdown.